Hey guys, before we get started with the battle, I just want to let you guys know this is a longer upload. Generation 2 tends to be a little bit more stally, so I just wanted to give you guys a fair warning disclaimer. Thank you guys so much for 21 subs, and thank you guys for the continued support of not even a month's time, 1.4k. I'm just so excited, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you guys, and let's go ahead and jump into the upload. If you're here through the whole thing, and if you're still watching, you're amazing.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our newest Pokemon Showdown. We've done a couple of Wi-Fi battles, so we're going to go back to the basics. Today's matches are against a real Jester, and we are playing a different tier, Generation 2 Overused. Funny story, I've been playing these games since I was a kid, and Generation 2 speaks to me very highly. So, let's go ahead and get directly into the games. Best of 3, you know how this goes. Let's go ahead and get it going. Also, at the end of this, I want you guys to vote for your favorite team or the favorite Mon from that favorite team. Who do you think did the most work? You'll have to find out and pay attention to the matches to make a vote. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the support, and let's get into it. Alright, so we got a Raikou leading a Cloyster. I'm on the left-hand side, he's on the right. I'm just going to crunch on the oncoming Nidoking. It's generic coverage for whatever he wants to go to. He goes Ice Beam, 47% to Egg, so that's pretty decent. I decided to go ahead and go for an oncoming Psychic. I luckily get the special defense drop on the oncoming. And I was like, I'm going to go for another one. I'm going to take this hidden power, go down to 10%, and I get a crit and take down Zapdos. That's absolutely huge. Egg is going absolutely crazy, breaking loose. In comes my Cloyster to take an oncoming Earthquake, and unfortunately he does miss a Thunder, which is going to allow me to set up an Icy Wind, which allows me to lower that speed. Now, I feel like Icy Wind kind of preempts Explosion, but Icy Wind and Ice Beam is really solid. Cloyster lives on 11 HP after Leftovers recovery, enough to do something like set up spikes against this oncoming Starmie. That's a double switch out to Gengar, predicting to go for a Rapid Spin to break my spikes. And this thing doesn't seem to be carrying Psychic as he's like sub-Surf set. That's pretty neat. I haven't seen that in a while. T-Bolt to break the Surf, going down to 14. T-Bolt, bring it down to 38 after Leftovers recovery. I'm going to go to Umbreon, who can Pursuit Trap this thing. But this Starmie has other plans, like sub-recovering right in my face and spinning off my spikes. This thing doesn't care what my Umbreon does. It gives itself a free opportunity to recover all over Umbreon's face. That's fine though, because I can wear this thing down residually, go back out to Raikou on its preempt to recover, go for Crunch for whatever Pokemon comes in this case the Lax. And basically, man, Raikou is just going to electrify the competition here. In comes the Nidoking on the Umbreon. I'm going to go ahead and Charm, predicting him to go Quake. He goes, excuse me. Woo. Ooh. So, he goes Roar, and we get a Crunch. Special defense drop. He goes Double Edge for 44, does 8% to himself. He's back up to 64 after Leftovers, and there's a second Spark for 24. And of course, I am going to go down. But that special defense is super relevant, because now I'm going to go for an oncoming Psychic doing 32, and he's going to bring himself down to 13 after the Double Edge, down to 19. I know Gengar can't kill from this range. He goes into his Gengar to try to check me and gets paralyzed on the switch. Now I'm like, okay, that's cool. Now I can go to Umbreon and trap this thing as well. But, you know, he's not having any of that. He's going to take this Pursuit for 29 and try to put me to sleep. But he's paralyzed on that turn, so I can just Pursuit Trap this thing. I'm going to Charm him, predicting him to boom in my face. And he has better plans to just put the Umbreon to sleep. I don't know about you guys. Have you guys ever used Hypnosis Dream Eater? I realize it's not competitive at all, but have you used it back in Red, Blue, and Yellow? Did you think it was a set? Did you think it was good? Let me know. So, Cloyster explodes, followed up by a Starmie Surf to finally break my Umbreon. But I have Curse, Substitute Snorlax. I love this set. I don't know why people don't use this set. I love this set. I can see a very strong ability to wall break. Now, looking at this particular setup right here, I can't break Gengar because I'm mono attack. So through the little bits of surf damage, through this, that, and the other, what my plan is to get up higher in HP through rest, and then set up a sub. And as I set up a substitute, I know Starmie will take 3 Surfs to break this substitute. He goes out to a Nido King, and I'm just going to double edge and take this guy out. I'm going to go down to 12, but now since I'm behind a sub anyway, I still take the recoil damage, but I get to one-shot this Starmie from full health, and that's really relevant. Now, I want to stop for just a second, and that's because Gengar is paralyzed. So I have free Ice Beam range here. Now, Snorlax can be beaten by the combination of, well, not really. My special attacks are not going to be able to dent the Snorlax, and I don't have spikes to residually wear it down. So from this point, if Gengar plus Cloyster kill Gengar, I'm still against Snorlax. I just wanted to point that out so we're on the same page. I go for an Ice Beam, it does 35. Here comes a T-Bolt, Cloyster goes down, ending it off with my Gengar down to 2% health on its last leg, 31. It gets paralyzed, so I get to freely take out his Gengar from this range, and that's fantastic. Now it is Gengar on Lax from 25, which it lives everything, so I'm going to go for a Destiny Bond as he quakes me, and that is going to be round 1. Let me go ahead and grab the second game. Alright, so we're going to grab the second game, which is going to be this one right here, I believe. Nope, that's Gen 1, sorry. I'm moving them over from another thing, so I apologize. Alright, so that's a tie game, so now we got to go into the next game. And here we are. Let's go ahead and get into game 2. What's really cool about this best of 3, it's a bit different than I normally do it because there are new teams on each one. So you guys will really enjoy that. Let's go ahead and get into game 2. Alright, so game 2, I've got a Raikou. I really like the Spark Crunch or Thunder Crunch, however it's set up. Now, he was telling me at some point about it, you know it learns Thunder, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it did a ton of damage in game 1. I mean, the crunches wore down the Lax to the point that I could come in and do some other work. So, the Giga Drains aren't doing too much, and Substitute blocks Giga Drain, but that's fine. I'm fine with it bringing me down low because I could just rest Sleep Talk all over this thing. I go for rest, get myself back up to full health, and it was a really, really good range call because he was going to kill me off with a Psychic. In comes this Spark, I get the paralysis I'm looking for as he gets a Miracle Berry off, which, when this happened, I wasn't actually paying attention. This team, I tried to base around Agility, Swords Dance, Scizor. Originally, before all of this, I was going to use, like, Reversal Scizor. That's what I really wanted to go for, but I ended up not doing that at the last minute. Raikou can definitely take a Fire Punch, but not from this range, I'll die. So I'm going to go out into Tyranitar as he goes for Psychic. Now, his other tech is a Toxic. That's definitely not something you see every day. Now, standard Curse Roar Restar would have Rest for this exact situation. Well, not this exact situation. I'm going to go out to Crobat, and I can understand why Crobat isn't used. Its hidden power flying, well, it doesn't even 3-hit KO one of the weakest defenders, being Alakazam. So, basically, I'm trying to keep it down to the range where I can KO it with Tyranitar. Because, again, I can't come in with Scizor because of Fire Punch. But Tyranitar can come in this all day long and then threaten it out with Curse plus Rock Slide. So that's fine. He's at 41. And this is a free opportunity to go into Scizor, double into Tyranitar, set up a Curse as he goes for a Recover, and finally take this thing down. Alakazam is a massive threat. It's a very strong special attacker. It does a ton of damage to teams, and I don't want to deal with any of that. You know what I'm saying? I could Roar as well right here just to get more of his team. Here comes the Golem. I go for Rock Slide. He resists that because of ground typing. Hidden Power Fighting, yeah, it'd be alright at +1, but not good enough. So, Cloyster against Cloyster, I'm actually carrying the Hidden Power Electric, as he finds out right here. That's 47 save percent. He's at 59 after Leftovers recovered. We both spike up. He Toxics and misses. And basically, after a Toxic, my Cloyster finds his Cloyster rather toxic. So we're going to go ahead and take him out with the Hidden Power Electric. I bring in my Nido King to 16-bit to eat a Thunder. This thing is a Rest Talk Zapdos. I know it is, but I just want to make it a little harder for him to attack as I go for the LK. I know Generation 2 is built on the Lovely Kiss stock mechanic, so it is what it is. Alakazam comes in to eat 25, and I just decide to stay in here. I decide to just go for safe Earthquake because basically I figured knowing a Psychic was incoming, he would just go straight away for it the first time, and he didn't. So that enabled me to get a double switch into Tyranitar on the predicted Psychic, go for Roar, get some Spikes damage on this Golem. Now, this is kind of cool because Golem's just going to Rapid Spin anyway on my Cloyster. So that's pretty cool, but this also lets me threaten him out as he goes out into a Zapdos. He goes directly out into the Sleeping Zapdos. Go for Ice Beam, that's 59%. He goes for Stalk, and what does he get? He gets a Thunder. And what does this Thunder do? Miss. Believe in Thunder who believe in you. I'm Lightning Element, so it usually really does well for me. I've always used Thunder on Stadium 2, though. Cloyster is coming out of its shell right now, man. It's going to take a Psychic down to low percent, explode, and destroy this threat, allowing Nidoking to come in with Lovely Kiss, and he is a Sleep Talk variation. It's kind of interesting because unless you're Curse Mono, I don't really see Sleep Talk variations of Lax. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't show up every now and again, but I don't see them too much. So there we go. Set up a Swords Dance on this Golem. I feel like I'm in very good prime shape to sweep with Swords Dance Scizor. I would have 2-hit KO'd the Golem, but he roars me out into Raikou with 1 HP. But we're going to make the best of this Raikou. This Raikou is not giving up, man. We're going to Sleep Talk on the turn we wake up, and we're going all in. There's a Spark for 35, no para as he curses up. And I am bringing this threat down either way. There's another Spark. Once again, absolutely no paralysis. That's fine. How about now? Third time's the charm. There it is. There's that pair I'm looking for. That's fine. You could curse all day, my guy. We will drop your special defense. That is fine with me. I mean, he's huge. He's already got lower speed. And now his special defense is dropping before his very eyes. That's fine. After this Spark, that's 24 on a Spark. He goes for Rest. And how is this 1 HP Raikou doing so much work? It's insane. Through the Sleep Talk, he's just catching the Rest, enabling Raikou to just residually wear this guy down. There's another special defense drop, now at -2. At this point, we're just doing completely differently. We don't even care. This thing's doing almost 40% with Spark. I'm sure it would do an absolute ton with Thunder, probably in the 60-70 range in the 2-hit KO range. But it's fine. There's 32%. We're bringing him down. We're bringing him down. He's at 41. He gets another curse off. That's fine. That's fine. At 47. There goes another Spark down to 33. He is going to rest. Basically, once he gets another special drop, I don't see any way. There's a crit special drop. This Raikou just has... I don't know. He just doesn't want to deal with Big Will, like, at all. He is just not feeling this. That's fine. He finally gets out to Golem. I should have gone Crunch on this turn. I know his switch was... It's kind of weird he would give up all of those attack boosts. But Raikou does get to rest, so we don't die to the Spike switch in. Nidoking and Executor. I go for Quake, predicting him to just stay in. But really good play on my opponent's part. That's 42% on the Ice Beam, and I do die to the Giga Drain. I'm at 24. And once again, I want to try this again, because Golem has gotten worn down quite a bit. He's at 64, so I think I can sweep here. But this egg is like, nah, I've had enough of this. I'm going to explode. 70% Golem. Here's a hidden power, only 41, so maybe it wasn't even in the range before. That's okay, though. In comes Tyranitar, and Tyranitar has a chance to hit this thing with a hidden power fighting, bringing it down to range that all I gotta do is hit a Crunch. That's all I gotta do, and I will be able to make some things happen. Through Rest Talk, here we go. We're going through Stalk. Can we hit a Crunch? Oh, that's so beautiful. Great job, Raikou. And now we are left with Lax and Raikou. And as I said before, you saw the work that Raikou did before. You saw the work. You saw how good it was. You saw what it was capable of doing. And this time, that's not the case, because he's just going to curse up. And now, Curse Lax just straight up beats Raikou 10-1. No special defense drops. Nothing going. There's 2 curses. He could straight up KO me directly. Gonna go ahead and get a rest, and unfortunately the Snorlax is going to wake up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still asleep. He's not asleep. After +3 though, the Spark, we don't get the Para, and Double Edge wipes us off the map and brings him back down to 21 Blackjack. So let's go for the last game. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Here we go with the last game. Alright, so the last game we have is right here. Copy link. And this. And this. Nope, I don't want it here. I want it on Chrome. Go away. Alright, guys, here we go. Last game. Alright, Jinx versus Lax. Here we go. Lovely kiss happening. Mountain Men, huh? Last time I checked, Lax was only 1 man, but I'm pretty sure he counts as many because he's huge. He goes for Quake. I go for Counter and it fails because unfortunately it's under Rest Talk, and Sleep Talk does not count under the conditions of Counter. But Executor takes virtually no damage from this. And I go for Thief, steal Skarmory's leftovers, and do a ton of damage to it with Hidden Power Fire on the oncoming Toxic. First I Stun Spore this thing, and then I hit him with an oncoming Hidden Power Fire. Does a nice chunk of damage, that's 47%. That's not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. It's alright though, it's alright. So in comes the Bliss. You know Bliss means long battles, you know how this works. That's 14% on the Psychic, that's really not that great. By the way, this game is for all the marbles, kinda, because we tied the first game, he won the second game. He goes into Seaside Cavern, I miss a Thick Club boosted Rock Slide. Only does 41%, so I guess that didn't really matter. It would have brought him down to like 20 something, so I guess that did matter. I would have definitely killed off that Cloyster from that range. I have to double back into Raikou to take a Surf, and that's very unfortunate. And he just has Blissey to soak up these special hits. Look at how Blissey takes this crunch. It didn't do any damage at all after leftovers. It recovers all of his HP. But I've got a really cool mixed Rhydon set. And this Rhydon set is going to let Skarmory come in. I'm going to go for a Dynamic Punch. That's 21%. It's a really neat set. He's going to rest up all that HP, and that's fine. I'm just going to hit him with a Rock Slide. It does 28. That's pretty nice. He goes into Lax. I hit him with an Icy Wind, which, I mean, Snorlax is already stupidly slow, so that isn't even necessary. I go for a Dynamic Punch. He goes to In the Shadows. That's fine. I double out into Raikou, who has Crunch, and he goes Toxic. Toxic Protect Misdreavus. Pretty neat. So here's a Crunch. We're not doing that special defense drop shenanigans. I'm sure that was a once-in-a-lifetime fluke that'll never happen again. I go out to Egg really strong here. Here comes the Poison and the Earthquake, but Egg is hanging in there. 44 after the leftovers. It's hanging in there, guys. There goes the Stun Spore. There's some Poison. There's some Double Edge, and Executor does go down after that. But that's okay. We got Rhydon. We're coming in here. We want to Dynamic Punch this thing. But we go for Rock Slide, predicting the Misdreavus. We hit for 52 solid as he stays in here. And I just go for an Icy Wind because I wanted to hit him really hard with the Rock Slide. He goes for Toxic. I go for Icy Wind. Let's see, after leftovers, he still has 58%. But what happens? Well, he goes for Protect first. Then I go for a Rock Slide that misses because of Protect. But then, Rhydon crits and takes out Misdreavus. So that's beautiful. In comes Cloyster. I know I can't take a hit from this thing. And Raikou has already been worn down between Spike, Surf, and Toxic, so he dies to the oncoming Surf. But what I decided to do here is go out into Jinx, because Jinx has really good special and Cloyster doesn't. But he sees that coming from a mile away. He's going to go out into his Mountain Men as I set up Reflect and die to a critical hit, Earthquake. Now my plan here is to go ahead and go into My Threat, Ursaring. What I'm going to do is set up one Curse behind Reflect. Double Edge doesn't do anything behind Reflect. And watch the power of the Bare Necessities. That's 57 from a return and a full para. That's beautiful. That's a 2-hit KO on a Lax. That goes down. Useless crit for the win. He goes out to Zap. I take a Thunderbolt for 40 and I go for return. But if you actually look at the damage calculations, Hyper Beam was the play there to nuke the Zapdos. It only had a 5.1% chance. So even if it would have gone down, right here, then I would have had to beat Cloister, which I don't think I could have beaten with either one of my slow mons. So it's still a really, really fantastic game and really close. I definitely say that Ursaring is not the best, or not the very best, but that was a terrible pun. Never ever again. However, I really enjoyed the games, and they were great. Let me know what your favorite team was and your favorite game. Thanks for watching. See you next time.